working with difficulty. So start by getting yourself into a comfortable position, either sitting or perhaps lying down. Choosing a position that reflects a sense of wakefulness, dignity and ease. And just allowing yourself to settle into this posture. Noticing how the body is held by the surface beneath it. And if it feels comfortable for you, perhaps allowing your eyes to gently close. Or if you prefer, just focusing on a spot on the floor in front of you. And maybe if you're lying down, you may choose to focus on a spot on the ceiling. Just doing whatever is going to give you that sense of being alert and awake. In this practice, we are going to learn to very, very gently turn towards the experience of pain or difficulty. We're going to try and meet it with a great sense of tenderness, kindness and compassion. In our other practices, we may have noticed a difficult feeling or sensation, and the invitation has always been to acknowledge them and then gently return to the breath or the body or whatever else we are focusing our attention on. Whereas in this practice, we're going to try something a little different. We're going to try and allow the difficult feeling, whether this be pain, fatigue, a strong emotion, or a difficult thought. We're going to try to allow it to remain in our awareness and see if we can very gently explore this experience using the breath. So now, as best as you can, just gradually noticing the sensations in the body as you breathe in and as you breathe out. And noticing how the breath breathes into the whole body. It may be that you notice particularly the rise and fall of the chest, or perhaps movements in the belly or your shoulders. Perhaps you're noticing the coolness of the breath as it enters the nostrils and the warmth as the air leaves the body. So really tuning in and feeling these sensations of breathing. Really noticing how the breath gently cradles and rocks the whole body. And as you notice these sensations of breathing, just bring in a real sense of kindness and friendliness to yourself as you sit or lie here, in this moment. And as best as you can, now with great tenderness, just gently opening up your awareness to include any pain or discomfort, any fatigue, or any other difficulty that you become aware of in the body. And then just very gently turning towards it in the same way that you would turn towards a loved one who needed comforting. Very softly breathing with this experience for a few moments. You may like to almost just dip your toe in the water, so very gently creeping up to these sensations, particularly if it feels frightening. You may choose to breathe with the fear, with gentleness, perhaps allowing your awareness to rest on the breath for a few moments, and then if you feel able to, with great gentleness, just approaching and investigating again these sensations or feelings. Really noticing exactly where they're located in the body. Where do they feel strongest? Is there a particular outline to the sensations? Do they move or change in any way as you become more curious about this particular aspect of your experience? You may choose to say to yourself, it's okay to feel this. It's okay to be open to these feelings because they're already here. And if you notice feelings of resistance to the feeling, it may be that you say to yourself, it's okay not to want this feeling or sensation. It's okay to not want it to be here. And you may choose to breathe with this. Very gently, just breathing in and out of the sensations, over and over. Just allowing your feelings or sensations to be as they are. Allowing any resistance to them to be here, to be comforted by your breath. And perhaps notice any thoughts or stronger emotions that may be grabbing your attention. Particularly noticing any thoughts or emotions about this difficulty that you're working with, whether it be pain, fatigue, or some other kind of discomfort or strong sensation. Is it possible to let these come and go moment by moment without allowing yourself to get caught up in the stories of the mind and without trying to push them away? Are you able to do this, to allow them to come and go as you rest in awareness, holding and breathing with the sensations? And whilst doing this, just recognizing how difficult this can feel. So whenever you need to, return into the breath as an anchor. If it feels too overwhelming or too much. But as best as you can, really stay in with these sensations, being curious about their presence. And remembering to keep an attitude that is patient, gentle and tender. If you feel a little blocked or numb, it may help to just really turn towards your experience with a little more curiosity and focus. So really being curious about the actual sensations, the feelings, thoughts and emotions you're experiencing, and seeing if you can soften around them, just imagining that the breath is soothing, allowing it to dissolve away any resistance to this experience, even if it's just a little bit. It may be you choose to do this until the sensation changes, or it may be that you just, in your own time, bring your awareness to the breath again, and just noticing as it flows in and out of the body. And just imagining yourself now with a great sense of kindness and compassion, just breathing into your body as a whole. So we're no longer just breathing into that one aspect of your experience, the difficulty. We're breathing into the whole body. And then once again, just gently turning your attention back to the breath and just noticing the physical sensations of breathing. You may choose to count the breaths. So on each in-breath, counting 1, 2, 3, until you get to 10. This may help to focus your attention, to ground you into the present moment. And then in your own time, just starting to notice the sounds that are around you, both inside and outside. Just listening out for the sound of the bell to signify the end of the practice. And just recognizing that you've taken time out to focus on your physical and mental well-being, nurturing your well-being, being compassionate to yourself.